Today, we're going to build a Republic gunship using 15 Lego pieces.
These are all the pieces you are going to need. In the description of this video, I left the piece names, count, and design IDs.
We're going to start with this 1x2 by 2/3 brick with studs on the side, and that small little stud will be the front of our gunship. And what we're going to do is we're going to get one of these 2x1 inverted slope pieces. We're going to put it so that thin end is facing the back and it slopes down to the front. So we're going to put that underneath this kind of like odd shaped brick here. And now we've got the back of our gunship. And now we have this little stud exposed on the front side. Well, on that, I'm going to get this, I think it's like a 1x2x1 slope piece. And I'm going to put it so the thin end is on top and it slopes down to the bottom, and that flat end is on the bottom of our gunship like this. You've got a nice little flush fit around here. Now this is not a secure fit, so you do want to be careful with that. But here we've got kind of the front of our gunship. And now this is actually a Lego Star Wars Advent Calendar design with some modifications to it. And one modification wasn't really on purpose, it's just a piece thing. You are supposed to have a 1x2 plate with a clip on the side, but I don't have that piece. I only have a 1x1 plate with clip on side. So to compensate, I'm just going to put that clip on the front stud facing forward. And on this back part where a 1x2 plate would extend, I'm just going to get a 1x1 plate and put it right there on the back. So if you have a 1x2 plate, by all means use it. I did not, so I've got the 1x1 plate and the 1x1 plate with clip. And now on that clip, I'm going to grab one of these 1x2 plates with handle at the end, and I'm going to put that handle into that clip and then just kind of have it fold down along the slope of my gunship. And now here's another little modification I did, but this one I did on purpose. Now Lego used 1x1 translucent plates, but I didn't like the look of that. I thought it made the bubbles a little too big and they were too clear. So what I'm using is these 1x1 round translucent black tile pieces, and I'm putting those on the red studs because I think it looks better in a closer resemblance to the canopies of the Republic gunships you saw in the film. So I'm only using tile pieces, and I'm using them in a dark kind of a translucent black color instead, and I like that look a lot better. Now the next kind of color change I did was they used this lime green here, and it was just too bright for this gritty Star Wars vehicle during the Clone Wars. So rather than using a lime green, I'm using the sand green 1x1 tile piece. And I think it gives the same effect, and it looks grittier and it doesn't look so cartoonish. And even though the Clone Wars was a cartoon, it was definitely a darker, more adult-oriented cartoon. And so now we've got the front of our gunship completed. And you can kind of see how that piece is just falling out. I'm just going to stick it back in so it's nice and flush. It might happen during your build. And now the next thing I'm going to do is put the wings on. And do that, I've got these side studs. On the side studs, I'm going to grab two of these 1x2 plates with open end handles and just put those so those open end handles are facing up. And once I get those on, I can put my wings on them. For the wings, I'm going to use these trapezoid flag pieces or wing pieces, and I'm going to put the flat end facing forward and kind of the sloped end facing back onto those handle pieces. And I like that look a lot more. I think it's a good representation of what we see in the films and the cartoons. And then we're going to bend them down. And now once those are on, Lego did a 1x1 round plate in the back. And I didn't like that. For one thing, we've got too big of a gap here between the handles and the top of these plates. So to fill that in, to make it raise up a little bit more, I'm going to get a 1x2 jumper plate. A 1x2 jumper plate, and just put that right there on top. And I think it fills it in and makes it look much more solid. And the reason I'm doing a jumper plate is because on top of that jumper plate, I'm going to put these minifigure binoculars to act as like those long guns and engines on the top. Now, again, Lego put the large minifigure kind of like the larger end of these binoculars facing forward. But if you look at the gunship, the larger rounded areas are in the back for the engines or the power source, and the longer, thinner ends are facing forward. So I'm actually doing the opposite direction as well. So I got rid of that 1x1 plate and put a jumper plate and reverse the direction of those binocular pieces. And I think that's a nicer representation of what we've seen in the film for a Republic gunship.
If you enjoyed this video, please subscribe. or check out some of our other videos. Until next time, let's keep building together.